Can you imagine being an adult human in 2026 and thinking that we're going to space? We're going to space! Yeah, because believe it or not, there are still adult humans that are acting like that. Like, we don't have the Epstein files that are showing all our politicians and wealthy elite around the world are all in a P3PO child trafficking ring. We're in a war. We all know, I don't think this war benefits the American people, wink, We all know who the war benefits and who's actually calling the shots and why we're at war. And then they do a rocket launch, a moon mission on April fucking 1st. You can't make this shit up, brother. This thing, I gotta say though, this launch was completely different. We saw something that we never saw before. No, the fuck we didn't. I'm joking. The rocket went over, and crashed in the Bermuda Triangle, as they all fucking do. But that's okay. We're here to stay focused, right? Guys, please do not allow some bullshit balloon going up and crashing in the ocean to distract you from the fact that, again, the Epstein files and the war we're in. Start doing some research into those topics. Tell me what you find.
If you believe we're sending a rocket to go around the moon, time to grow up, you're not a child anymore. I have realized so many people's beliefs are stuck in childhood fantasies that they can't let go. I've seen so many people saying, I saw it on live TV with my own eyes. Yeah, and I watched Spider-Man last night on TV. That doesn't mean it's real. You saw a rocket curve in the sky. Did you actually see it go to the moon? No, you didn't. You didn't stop to think why all the news networks are showing a rocket launch being carried out. If you've seen the first moon landing and thought, yeah, we definitely went there, you might as well still be writing letters to Santa Claus. The first photo of Earth was also taken on April 1st, 1960. Think about that. Also, have you even looked into the origins of NASA and Jack Parsons? Also, Wernher von Braun, the so-called father of rocket science, had Psalm 19:1 written on his tombstone. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. Why would someone so involved with NASA put that there? Why do 80 million taxpayer dollars a day go to NASA? Why pick April Fool's Day to basically show this to the world? Imagine we're just in an endless vacuum called space. Like we're just a speck of dust, just insignificant, and everything happened by chance with no purpose. Anyways, I enjoyed the April Fool's joke. I'll stick with my tinfoil hat. And if you're still asleep, keep staring at the sky. That's exactly where they want you looking.
You're telling me this Artemis 2 that was sent into space cost $4 billion, and this is the best camera footage that we can see. We're the stars, number one. Number two, we can shoot up to like 8K, 10K in photography and videography, and this is the best that they're going to give us. I've seen some other angles, and I'm like, yeah, okay. Craziest part is they want us looking up, they want us looking left, they want us looking right, when in fact, aren't we like in some kind of conflict with Iran right now? And how many billions are going to be spent over there? And yet we're launching a little rocket into what? They're not even going to go to the moon. They're not going to land on the moon. That's why NASA stopped exploring the seas many years ago, because the secret is below, just as it is above the firmament.
So we went to the moon in 1969. No big deal, right? Walked around, took some photos, went back for good measure, and then we just waited a long time, half a century, because apparently we lost the technology. And funny how that tech suddenly reappeared now, exactly when computers can fake literally anything. And yeah, nothing suspicious about that at all, right? Oh, also, it was April Fool's, so that's funny too. But obviously this is all for entertainment purposes only. And of course, no need to take my video down because I'm not telling anyone what to think or believe. But do you guys know who Artemis is? Who the mission was actually named after? Artemis is the Greek goddess of the moon and the twin sister of Apollo, the guy NASA named the original moon missions after. So we went with her brother back in the day, and now we're bringing back his sister. Kind of poetic, right? And if you know your Bible, Apollyon, he's not just some random guy. That's the Greek name for the destroyer, the angel of the bottomless pit in Revelation 9. And he's the king over those tormenting locusts that get released in the end times. We all know him, right? Let's talk about the timing, because a lot of you guys already know Chris Bledsoe has come out talking about aliens possibly being angels and how something big is supposed to happen around Easter this year. We've got all these UFO disclosures dropping, apparent orbs showing, and it feels like the stage is being set, right? And if you believe your Bible, then you know there's no way out of here. The firmament, that solid dome-like barrier described in Genesis, separating the waters above from the waters below, means we can't just blast off into deep space like they claim. Again, all for entertainment purposes only. I'm just a conspiracy theorist. But even if you don't believe in the firmament, scientists have come out and talked about the Van Allen radiation belts before, these intense zones of trapped particles that hoaxers say are instantly lethal and impossible to break through without frying the astronauts. Yet somehow Apollo supposedly did it. By the way, I don't even have to go through all the conspiracies about why people don't believe we ever actually went there, but you can look into those yourself, because there's many, many. And all I'm saying is discernment is key in these times. I love you guys. Keep your eyes on Jesus. Keep seeking the truth. God bless.
And where down we go, oh, 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 where down we go, oh, oh. Say where down we go, oh, 'cause say we run you down to your car, oh, way down we go.
So NASA wants us to believe that they just launched 4 astronauts towards the moon in 2026, the most significant crewed space mission in 50 years. And I actually sat there and watched their live feed for 2 days. I mean, I went through it. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I documented it, screenshots with timestamps, and what I found is pretty simple. They gave us nothing. I'm not speculating about how they faked it. I'm not claiming to know what's really going on. I'm applying the most basic standard of evidence there is, the burden of proof. They make an extraordinary claim, they have to back it up. And what they offered is a handful of recycled camera angles that don't change for hours at a time. A blue screen that pops up periodically, which conveniently makes it look like the signal is struggling from deep space. And a crescent object in the background that's still the same as it was 24 hours ago. I mean, it's the same size and position across that entire period during which they claim to be traveling 16,000 miles an hour away from it. So that's it. That's it. That's all they gave us? This is the evidence for one of the most extraordinary claims in human history. Think about that for 1 second. It's 2026. Your phone camera produces better dynamic range, better resolution, and more varied footage than what NASA presented as live documentation of a lunar mission. Your doorbell camera has better quality than this. And what really got me when I was scrubbing through this movie timeline, every single anomaly I noticed, every question I had a pre-built excuse available. Static footage, camera limitations. Blue screen, signal dropout from deep space. Earth looks the same size after 24 hours of travel at 16,000 miles an hour. Distance scale. No movement from the hardware. Vacuum of space. When every possible observation gets absorbed with a ready-made excuse before you even ask the question, that's not evidence. That's a performance designed to be unfalsifiable. The problem is, They did the bare minimum, just enough to generate headlines, just enough for believers to point to something, not enough for anyone to independently verify a single claim. And let's be clear, I'm not asking for much. I'm asking for what any genuine documentation of a real event would naturally produce. Dynamic footage, verifiable change in apparent size of Earth over time, continuous stream of the Earth would be nice. Something that couldn't just as easily have been filmed in a studio. They couldn't provide it, or they chose not to. The burden of proof is on them. And after 2 days of scrubbing through their footage, this is the worst movie I have ever seen. Do better, NASA. At least make it slightly believable.
Okay, you got your first batch of photos from the Artemis 2 mission. It was taken April 2nd, 2026. It was taken at 10:42 a.m. Eastern Time. That's 14:42 UTC time. They're not high enough to see the whole Earth, correct?
They are actually high enough to see the entire globe. By the time the photo was taken, Orion was already over 38,000 nautical miles, 43,000 miles away, which is more than enough distance to see Earth as a complete.
Okay, now we have enough info. Let's go to timeanddate.com and look at the daylight map. Let's compare the two. You got your the sun right there, and then the bright spot right there. Looks like a pretty good match. You got South America right there. Where's all the other continents? Where's the bottom of South America? You can't say, oops, there's no daylight there. Now let's compare it to a classroom globe. This photo is about 5 feet away. To represent 40,000 miles, which would match the same scale. I'm sure some of you are going to put on your level 10 globe goggles and your globe helmet, and you're going to say there's nothing wrong. I'm sure you can come up with an elaborate story. I'm going to go with, it's not even close.
So it didn't take long for them to be caught out with the moon mission. Watch this plane. Did you see that? Watch this again. Watch the plane. Gone. Let's zoom in because I really want you to see this. Keep watching. Where did that plane just go? Let's watch it again and slow it down this time. Keep watching. Here it goes. Strange. Planes just disappear like that behind rockets, do they? Keep watching. That's not real. So yeah, 50 years later and all this advancement in technology and they still can't get it right. Watch this one more time, just for good measure. A disappearing plane. Just for entertainment, no beautiful people. Clearly the moon mission's real. I'm as fictional as the moon landings, baby.
Check out this thing right here, look. It's like right there, see it? Okay, check it out, it's sliding down. When the thing takes off, it's sliding down the cable. It's not gonna get burnt up because it's right there, look. It's just in the smoke. Here, let's zoom in on it. Gee, I wonder who's sitting in there.
There we go. Trying to man 2 cameras here, so looks pretty crazy in person, I gotta admit. Where is it actually going though? Things like a ghost ship now. Yeah, there ain't no finding it now. Could hear the sound now hitting right behind me. But yeah. Once they get up there over the ocean, you can see it arced over, they disappear, so. It does look crazy though. But whether they're flying around the moon or not, that's a whole nother story.